All right, hello and welcome. It's November 11th, 2025, and what a day! We're tracking a world that is absolutely in motion. We've got a huge climate summit, some serious military drills going on, and get this, a pretty surprising new title for one of the world's biggest cities. So yeah, let's just dive right in. So you hear those things, a climate summit, a naval drill, a city's new ranking, and you're probably thinking, what do they have to do with each other? And on the surface, not much. But when you step back, they actually paint this really fascinating picture of all the different forces pushing and pulling on our world right now. You've got cooperation, you've got competition, and you've got pure celebration all happening at once. So let's try and connect those dots. Okay, so let's kick things off on the global stage. This is where leaders are trying to figure out this really tricky landscape of climate, cooperation, and conflict. Right now, if you're in the climate world, all eyes are on one place, Belém, Brazil. That's where COP30 is happening. And in case you're wondering, that's the 30th time the UN has held this massive conference. It's where basically every nation sends delegates to hash out the future of our planet. We're talking everything from cutting emissions to dealing with global warming head-on. And boom, right out of the gate on day one, this huge number starts making headlines, $125 billion. I mean, that's a number that gets your attention, right? So the big question is, where is all that cash going? Well, it's for something called the Tropical Forest Forever Facility, a brand new fund. And this right here is what global cooperation is supposed to look like. The whole idea is to take that $125 billion and pour it into protecting and regrowing our planet's most vital forests, with a big focus on helping out nations in the global south. And it's really interesting to see India jumping in as an observer member. That sends a pretty strong signal about their commitment to this whole thing. Okay, so you've got all these diplomats in Brazil talking about cooperation, but at the very same time, halfway across the world in the Pacific Ocean, well, a completely different story is playing out. We're going to shift gears from climate talks to the pretty stark reality of strategic competition. We're talking about Exercise Malabar, and this thing has really grown over the years. I mean, think about it. It started way back in 1992 as just a little thing between India and the US. Then, in 2015, Japan officially jumped in, and the final piece of the puzzle came in 2020 when Australia joined, which gave us the full four-nation quad naval exercise that we're seeing today. And let's be super clear here. This is not just a practice run. No way. Malabar is a massive strategic signal. It's these four major democracies coming together, showing a united front. The whole point is to boost cooperation to make sure the Indo-Pacific stays free and open, which is, a direct response to growing influence from other powers in that region. All right, so from that huge global chessboard, let's zoom in a bit. We're going to head over to India, where the headlines are all about celebration and some pretty amazing life-saving innovation. First up, a pretty big honor. You know the global media company Time Out? Well, they went out and surveyed thousands of people about what it's really like to live in their cities. They asked about everything: culture, food, affordability, the whole shebang. So, for 2025, which city was crowned the happiest in all of Asia? Mumbai. That's right, Mumbai. The city of dreams just got named Asia's happiest city. I mean, what a huge testament to its incredible energy, its vibrant culture, and just that unbelievable, resilient spirit of its people. And just look at the competition it was up against. Mumbai came out on top, ahead of global powerhouses like Beijing and Shanghai, which came in second and third. That is a massive, massive win for India's financial capital. So from celebrating city life, we're now going to look at an innovation that's all about protecting that life. Over in the state of Assam, the government just launched a really cool new digital tool for its citizens. It's called the Smart Exo Map. And what it does is pretty straightforward, but it is so, so important. Basically, the app gives you real-time updates on natural disasters, think floods, that sort of thing. It'll send out early warning alerts right to your phone so you can get to safety, and it shares critical info on where to find help. It's just a fantastic example of using tech to keep people safe. And just a quick related note here on the kind of behind-the-scenes stuff that keeps everything running smoothly. Justice Ashok Bhushan's term as the head of the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, or NCLAT for short, has just been extended. And why does that matter? Well, it just means there's stable leadership at a really important body that deals with big corporate legal fights. A key part of keeping the economic engine humming. All right, next up, let's shift over to the world of culture. We've got some amazing literary awards to celebrate, and we're also going to take a moment to remember two icons we've sadly lost. So the winners for the very prestigious Dayton Literary Peace Prize are out. This is a really special American award that celebrates how books and writing can actually help create peace. And the top honor, the Lifetime Achievement Award, goes to the one and only Salman Rushdie. Just incredible. And Kabe Akbar and Sunil Amrith also got recognized for their really powerful fiction and nonfiction work. And you know, this quote from Salman Rushdie just says it all. It perfectly captures what this prize is about. He talks about literature being the place to find not absolute truth, but the truth of the tale, of the imagination, and of the heart. It's about finding truth in the stories that help us understand ourselves and each other. And on that note, we also want to take a moment to honor two truly great artists who have passed away. First, Daya Prakash Singha, who was just a giant in literature and theater from Uttar Pradesh. And also Jodavar Singh Jadhav, a celebrated folk singer from Gujarat. It's important to remember that both were recipients of the Padma Shri, and their work has just left this incredible, lasting mark on India's culture. And for our final story today, we're going to move from the health of our culture to the health of our communities, and take a look at a really vital global initiative. So, yesterday, November 10th, was World Immunization Day. It's a day that's all about focusing on the incredible, life-saving power of vaccines. And the mission to make sure everyone, everywhere, can get them. And this year's theme is so powerful. It's a real call to action. Immunization for all is humanly possible. I love that. It's not just some nice, hopeful slogan. It's a real statement of belief that if we all pull together, we can actually do this. This goal is within our grasp. And this initiative, which is run by the WHO, is just so crucial. It's a reminder that vaccines are honestly one of the greatest success stories in public health, period. They protect millions of people from diseases that used to be absolutely devastating. And like the theme says, getting that protection to everyone isn't a dream, it's an achievable goal. So there you have it. What a whirlwind of a day, right? On one hand, you have global cooperation on climate. On the other, strategic competition out on the open seas. We saw a huge celebration for one city, a life-saving app for one state, and a worldwide call for better health for everyone. Each of these stories is like its own current in a massive ocean. And I guess the big question it leaves us with is, which one of these currents is going to become the wave that really shapes our tomorrow? Something to think about. Thanks so much for joining us.